Mr. Revolver Guy here with dayattherange.com. This is a long overdue video I promised for the team over at 300blacktalk.com. If you enjoy this cartridge as much as I do, or just want to learn about the 300 Blackout cartridge, I highly encourage joining the 300blacktalk.com forum. You will find many nice and very knowledgeable folks over at this forum that's willing to help and give very creditable advice. You can also follow the start of my journey with the 300 Blackout cartridge on dayattherange.com, link to journey with the 300 Blackout. On this page, I blog about the build of my AR and 300 Blackout and document all of the gotchas I've run into with loading this cartridge, along with sharing the tools of the trade to make it easier for someone interested in loading this cartridge to get started. As you can see here on the bench with me today, some of the tools I'll be talking about is the Hodgdon manual, but tools that I absolutely could not live without or do without is the Redding reloading dies 300 AAC Blackout national match, along with, to me, the most important, my Sheridan 300 Blackout Sheridan Engineering slotted case gauge. I'll give you a little demo right quick of what this gauge is to be used for. And by the way, I've bought 3 different gauges before actually buying this one. First and foremost, the people at Sheridan, family-owned business, are great people. Secondly, I've had other gauges that I've used and just were not to the quality of this one, and also found that I've trusted those gauges and then go to load them in my rifle and they don't work. Here's how it works. Here's a case that has been sized with the Redding dies, and as you can see, fits right in. No issue. That case is ready to be loaded. This is a case that has not been sized. Drop in, as you can see, no go. This case gauge is milled to minimum semi-spec. I pretty much guarantee if one of your loaded rounds placed inside of this Sheridan gauge slips inside, I have had these rounds in 6 different rifles and no issues at all with extraction, with feeding, or anything. If it goes in this gauge, most likely 99.99% it will function with your rifle. As you can see, this is a Subsonic 208 grain round that I loaded some time ago, and it just slipped right in. So let's get back with the review. Today we're going to discuss loading the 300 Blackout cartridge with Barry's plated projectiles specifically manufactured for the 300 Blackout round. This is supposed to be a cheaper alternative to the target projectiles from major manufacturers that often used in 300 Blackout subsonic loadings. The problem with that statement, at my prices, they are the same price as the Hornady 208 grain AMAXs. So really, before I judge this thing, I'm going to get some loaded and take it out to the range and see how they compare in accuracy. But let's move on to the bullet characteristics. The 300 Blackout by Barry's is sized to .309. It is a 220 grain Spire point, and Barry's is asking us to keep max velocity under 1,300 feet per second. Again, this is a plated projectile. Spire point, flat base. I will be loading this round with the recently released CFE 300 Blackout powder from Hodgdon. This powder was introduced in 2016, a new spherical powder specifically formulated for the 300 AAC Blackout cartridge. The CFE Black joins the Hodgdon CFE family of CFE 223 and CFE Pistol. The CFE acronym is for Copper Fouling Eraser. This family of powder is specifically blended to reduce copper fouling from occurring in your barrels, reducing the need to clean, allowing for more practice time and fun on the range. CFE Blackout works with both supersonic and subsonic reduced loads in AR-type rifles. CFE Blackout is great for the CFE Blackout cartridge, but also is a great powder for many other cartridges. If you plan to use this powder, there is no better manual than the 2017 Hodgdon Reloading Manual. It is a wealth of information. These manuals are produced annually, become highly recommended by me due to the superior articles and content within them. I personally started collecting these manuals in 2008 and have in my possession each year up to 2017, except for Manual 2010. If anyone out there wants to donate or sell their 2010 manual or know where I can find one, please let me know. Today, I will be loading 30 rounds of ammunition for testing with the supplies you see here, starting with 10 rounds of 11 grains of CFE Black with the Berry's 220 grain Spire point. I will load another 10 rounds of 11.5 grains of CFE Black with the Berry's 220 grain Spire point. And last but not least, I will load another 10 rounds of 12 grains of CFE Black with the Berry's 220 grain Spire point. 5 of each will be fired in an AR, and 5 of each will be fired in a Ruger bolt action, both mounted with a SIG SRD TI QD suppressor. All rounds will be fired across the chronograph, documented and added to my 300 Blackout load data at dayattherange.com. So let's get these rounds loaded and get out to the range where the real fun begins.